Underneath my house is a huge underground space like a maze. There are two access points to it. One is below the front porch, and the other one is in the back basement next to a small door leading in from the laundry room. I've only been there once in all these years. Because it's so scary inside, it always feels like a horror movie to me. The floor is muddy, only the section near the laundry room has a light, and everywhere else is mostly dark. It's a huge space, the same size as the house, as there are often traces of small animals from the past. I was always scared to get in there. Several spots inside have some wall mounting and shelves. It looks like the previous homeowner tried to fix this area, but for some reason didn't finish. As my garage needs to be cleared out, I wanted to organize this space under the house and use it as a storage space for many of the things we have in the garage. There's not even a door for the basement entrance. It was just nailed shut with a fence board. Small animals can get in and out through the gaps. So the very first thing I need to do is to add a double door in this entrance and seal all the gaps and the holes inside so that animals cannot get in. I measured the entire opening and divided the actual length and width by 2, then minus 1 inch. That would give each edge a ½ inch of space. For the door frame, I picked 8 pieces of a 2x4x8 outdoor redwood from Home Depot and cut them in the sizes I need with my miner saw. When joining 2 boards together, the method I've been using the most are butt joints and the pocket holes. But these doors are tall and heavy, and since I have a metal saw now, I want to create a half-lap joint to give the doors some super strong support. A half-lap joint is a joint between 2 boards that reduces to half their thickness where they overlap. So the joint will be super solid and strong. First, place the boards over one another in the orientation they will be joined. Mark out the width of the overlap on each board. The actual thickness of 2x4 is 1½ inch, so the half depth will be 3/4 inch. Find the middle of the depth and use a pencil to mark a line. Next, use miner saw's depth stop control and adjust the depth to cut. If you have the same miner saw as mine, the depth control is on the right side. There's a big screw you can run it with your fingers. You can switch it to the open or closed positions. If you switch it closed, when cutting the board, the big screw will hit the stop and the saw blade won't be able to get any lower. Use one hand to adjust the screw and the other hand to hold the saw blade and test the depth until the blade bottom meets the line you marked on the board end. Before cutting the half-lap joint, place a piece of extra board against the miner saw fence. The reason for doing this is, to make a half-lap joint, you need to cut through the board front to back all the way flat. However, the back portion of the board will not be cut flat, as the saw blade is circled. The extra piece will at a wider distance, so that the miter saw will cut halfway down from the front all the way to the back. After the first cut, move the board slightly and create another cut right next to the first one. The finer the spacing, the better. It feels almost like slicing a potato chip. Continue moving and cutting until you finish all the cuts. Then gently clean up the wood chips left on the board by hand. You can also use the saw blade to clean it up. Turn the saw blade on and gently move the board back and forth until the surface is flat and smooth. You can also manually smooth it out with a chisel. As the doors are very tall, I need to add a horizontal board in the middle of each door, and also use the half-lap joint to attach it to the door frame. The horizontal board in the middle must be level, so I lined up the 4 vertical door edges and then fixed them together with a clamp. Place another board horizontally in the middle and mark the location of this board to all 4 edges. Then use the miter saw one by one to cut the half-lap joints at the marked spots. Now it's time to assemble all the borders. First, apply the outdoor wood glue to the joint, then secure it with the clamps. Before screwing, I always use my drill to drill the holes first. This way the wood won't crack when drilling the screws in. After the frame is all installed, next is to put 2 diagonal braces in each door frame to prevent the door sagging. Why is that? Let me show you with the chopsticks so it'll be easier to understand. This is the door, installed on the casing with the hinges. Everything looks fine, but as time goes by, the gravity will gradually pull the other side of the door frame closer and closer to the floor. That's how the door gets saggy. To prevent this from happening, we need to insert a piece of a diagonal brace into the door frame. The top end holds out against this corner, and the bottom end holds out against this corner. This way the frame will be strongly locked against the gravity. Do not get it mixed up. If you put the top end hold out against the top corner on the hinge side, then it won't work. I put the diagonal board under the door frame, adjust it until it's positioned properly, then mark the cutting lines on both ends. Now adjust the saw blade to the right angle, as we need these diagonal braces to be a tight fit. We need to add the width of the saw blade. It's usually 1/8 inch. You can use a hammer to gently help put the brace in place. Now we have both door frames assembled. And that's all for today's video. The next video I'm going to continue finishing the fence gate, so stay tuned and I will see you very soon.